Members, are we together?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. So now let's see. You have seen the diagram there in your book, not so? Now let's see how. Let's look at umbra. Umbra, how it is formed. Umbra. We said umbra. Umbra. Let's define it. Umbra. Umbra is a region. Is a region of complete or total what?
Darkness.
Total darkness on a shadow. On a shadow. So that is what we call, okay, umbra. Because we said umbra, so we full stop. In other words, comma, umbra is the darkest part or region, is the darkest part or region of a shadow. Of a what? Of a shadow. Okay? Full stop. Umbra is formed by a small or point source of what? Source of light. Members?
Yes, teacher.
I believe you
Yes.
you already have the notes. So what I'm giving just additional information already what you have. Don't again waste. So just compare the notes that the one you have with what I'm writing. Okay? Okay? Are you together? Yes. Because these notes already have them. Now my concern here is now how do we draw? How do we draw? Can you pick your ruler? Pick a transparent ruler. The ruler that you are going to use must be a transparent ruler. Okay? So let's see, how do we come out with the umbra? Which is it? So we are going to have, I'm going to draw a small. Members, let me hope you are following me.
Yes.
I have a source of light there, which can be like a bulb. Remember a bulb produces divergent beams, not so? A bulb produces divergence, so you have something like that. To show that it's lighting, so you have to put this thing here. I think that the stars to show that it's lighting, okay? Okay?
Yes.
So light rays. So the object, the opaque object must be in a straight line with the hole. With the what? With the hole. So you draw opaque there. So this is our opaque. This is our opaque. Then we can have a screen there. We can have a screen. You can just have a screen there. So now when you come to drawing the rays, remember we said there must be a divergent source of light, not so? They must produce a divergent beam. So we draw it like that. Members, are you seeing that?
Yes.
Then we pick another one from there. It's coming from a point source of light. Then we join it to that. Sorry. We join it to that. So now, what you see here, this is now going to be. So this is now what? Are you seeing that?
Yes.
Don't forget to put the arrow because these are light rays. These are light rays. Don't forget to put the arrow. So, can you shade of this? Shade of this. You can just sketch it like that. So this is our opaque. That is opaque what? Object. Then this is it. Point source of light. Point source of light. Then this is it, the Umbra. Okay. Then this is it, our screen. That is our screen. Members, have you seen that? Have you seen how we draw it?
Yes, teacher.
All right. Yes, Fiona? Fiona,
Yes, teacher.
you came late. What was the problem?
I was doing something.
Hey, follow time, please. Members, are we together on that? Members, are we together?
Yes.
Good,
Yes.
good. So, umbra is formed when light is coming from a point, source of light. Now, let's go to penumbra. Let's go and see how, and we draw how, see how penumbra is formed. Penumbra. We said penumbra is what? Is a region of partial what? Partial darkness, no, sir? We say penumbra. Penumbra is a region where some light reaches. Is a region where some light reaches and it is formed by an extended what? Formed by an extended source of light. Formed by an extended source of. Yes, members.
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes, teacher.
Are we still together?
Yes.
Let's look at illustration. Let's come to illustration. Please, as I'm drawing mine, also be drawing yours. Also be drawing yours. Also be drawing what? Yours. We said this time it is extended, which means the gap here must be a little bit wide. Okay? Okay? Yes, because it's the extended source of light. Then we put the opaque object there. Then we shall have the screen there. Then we shall have a source of light, which you can use the bulb. I said to show that is lighting, you have to put that stars there. So this one is extended source of light. Now, what we are going to do to form, because here we want to form both umbra and penumbra. So we shall have light rays which are running diagonally. We draw light rays which are running diagonally. From that point, we draw it to that, like that. Then also from that point, like that. Now this time, the number must come from the same point. So, members, are you following me? Are you following me, please?
Yes, teacher.
That one like that. Then from this point, we also draw another one there. From this point, we draw another one there. Like that. Have you seen? Have you seen how we draw it? So that's the size of the hole we have. So put the arrows there. Put the arrows there. Like that. Now, we're going to have this one here, which is the region of total darkness. Then we're also going to have another one, the bigger one, which come outside like that. Like that. We're going to have another one there like that. So, members, have you seen that?
Yes.
So, this is our opaque object. So you see that the opaque here, the size of this one must be equal to that, because this is the object here is blocking the light from reaching the screen. So this one must be equal to that size. They must be of the same size. They must be of the same size. So now this one, that one is what we call now the what? Total darkness, which is the umbra. Then this one is what we call the penumbra. So for you to have all the type of shadows form, it must come from where? Members, it must come from where? It must come from extended source of light. It must come from extended source of? It must come from extended source of light. Members, are we together?
Yes.
Those who have just come in, Cynthia, Lamunu, Anua, Shelly, are we together?
Yes.
Yes. So the source of light, you can say not this. You already have the notes. For me, I'm just explaining what you have. I believe when I'm teaching like this, you must be having the notes beside you. For me, I'm just going to keep commenting on some few things. Are you together, members? So that we don't waste time copying notes here and there. Okay? Yes. So I'm just explaining concept. Then not, we said point source of light, produce only, point source of light produce only a region, of total what? Total darkness. And that region we call it what? Umbra. Full stop. Extended source of light, produces both umbra and what? Penumbra. Are you together, members?
Yes.
Yes. So when a question comes and they ask you, describe, I can say sample question. Let's put a sample question there. Sample question. You can say with the aid of array diagram, with the help of array diagram, comma, describe, okay, describe how shadows Our shadows are formed from an extended source of light. Numbers, are we together?
No.
Okay, the question is, with the aid of a ray diagram, describe how shadows are formed from an extended source of light. How shadows are formed from an extended source of light. We said for extended source of light, remember that same with the help of a ray diagram. So you first draw the ray diagram, which is here, okay? Or you can start by defining an extended source of light. Extended source of light, you can see it from here. You can see it from the side of the notes. We said for an extended source, when the opaque object is moved near the source, the size of umbra decreases, but the size of the penumbra increases. When the object is moved near the screen or toward the screen, the size of umbra increases, but the size of the penumbra decreases, just like that. So the size of this object, the size of the shadows formed, the size of the umbra or the region of total darkness and penumbra depends on the distance of the object either from the source of light or what? Or the screen. So if the opaque object is brought closer to the light source, the umbra form is going to be small, but the penumbra will be big. Are you together? Will be what? You can see like the one we have drawn here. But if
just joined.
if the object is moved toward the screen, what is going to happen? That the umbra is going to be big or increase in size, but the penumbra will reduce in size. That is it for extended source of light. But for point source of light, no matter the size, no matter where the object is, it must form only one type of shadow. That is it. It must form only the umbra. So you can see from our diagram there. So that's what is illustrated here. So it's the same thing. We have region of total darkness, then we have region of where light is reaching. So to answer this question, you first define an extended source of light, which is here. You draw it there. This is how you draw it. After drawing, I said when you are drawing, all these rays of light must come from a common point. And when you are drawing the source of light, you must put these lines here to show that is lighting. So that's when you just draw it like that. Sometimes you may take it to be a faulty light source of light. So to show that is working, it's not faulty, you put these lines here to show that is lighting. Then the light rays must come from a point. And remember, we said this is extended, which means the gap here must be a little bit wide, to show that it is extended. Remember, this one is being, remember, bulb, like lamps, they produce divergent beams. So to control, so that we can examine them in the lab. This is for the lab purpose, for the lab studies. So what we do, we enclose or we cover the source of light. But to make it a little bit extended, we create a hole which is a little bit wide so that it allows light to pass through. So you draw the lines which are running diagonally, and these lines which are running diagonally, which are cutting at a certain point, these lines are going to help you to form the penumbra. Then the ones which are running from the same point and they're running parallel to the object. The one that are going to form the umbra. That's how we draw the ray diagram. And this is the screen. This is our screen. So when you see it in the lab, when you come back to school, we shall be able to see this one practically. We shall do it practically, okay? Are we together, members? Members, are we together? Yes, those who have joined late, that's what I was trying to explain to you so that you can see that. Are we together now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so that's all about shadows. We have only two types of shadows. Have you written this question down, members? Write this question down, please. This is going to help you when you are revising. With the help of a ray diagram, describe, and don't forget to put this, remember it's a ray diagram, and we said light travel in a straight line. So this arrow is giving us direction of light. So don't forget to put the arrow. So when you draw a ray diagram without the arrow, that one become a wrong. It's not a good diagram. It's not a workable diagram. So whenever you're drawing a ray diagram, take note of that. And the source of light, put the stars here to show that it's working. Are you together, members? Let's move to eclipse. Let's move to eclipse. That's another application of rectilinear propagation of light. Eclipse or eclipses, or some of you call it like that. Eclipse. For eclipse, members, for eclipse, we look at three components. You must take note of, we have the earth. For eclipse to be formed, we have the earth, then we have the moon, then we have the sun. All these must be in a straight line. So eclipses are only formed only and only if all these three planets or if all these components are in a straight line: the earth, the moon, and the sun. Okay, so the sun in this case is going to be the source of light. So the sun is going to be the source of light energy. It's going to be the source of the light energy. So the moon, so we can use the moon and the sun and the object interchangeably. We can use them interchangeably. Where at times we put the moon in the middle, at times we put the sun in the middle, and all of them now, that one determines the types of the eclipse that is going to be formed. It's going to determine the types of eclipse which is going to be formed. So we have said an eclipse is the obscuring of light from the sun by either the moon or the what? The earth. So that's what we call an eclipse. You can say an eclipse definition. We said an eclipse is a natural shadow formed. When the moon, the earth and sun lie in a straight line. Full stop. An eclipse is a natural shadow formed when the moon, the earth and the sun lie in a straight line. Members, who can remind us? There was a time shadow occurred in Uganda. Which year was that? Who can remember? Which year was that? Members, which year was that? Who can remind us? There was a time we were able to see eclipse in Uganda. Which year was that?
2014 or 15.
It was
2015.
It was 14.
14.
Yes. It was 2014. Okay. So we all saw it, right? Members?
Yes, teacher.
I want to show you a small clips so that we see how eclipses are formed, okay?
Okay.
Yes. So we have few minutes remaining, but just watch the video and we see. YouTube. So remember, let me take you to my YouTube channel. Formation of eclipse. Formation of eclipse. Let's just look at general form. Then when we come back, we shall categorize them. We have some 5 minutes remaining. So the 5 minutes will be now. That one is advert. That one is advert. Members,
Yes, teacher.
are you able to see?
Yes.
Yes, follow the details, follow the details. Okay. Let me open. Members, are you following?
Yes.
I've been waiting. It's only one person around. You were the only one. And the deal is not here. The deal is not here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you some work. All right. Members.
Teacher.
Yes, that is it. I believe you have picked something from that, right? Have you picked something from that video? Have you picked something from that video?
Yes, teacher.
What have you got? So there are times when eclipse is formed only if the three are in a straight line. The earth, the moon, and the sun are in a straight line. And the sun is the source of the energy. Okay? As we are aware that is the earth which is rotating. It's not the sun which is moving. It's the sun which is what? Moving. So as the earth rotates, as the earth what? Rotates, it will reach a point. It will reach a point where you see that both the moon and the earth, they appear to be in a straight line with the sun. Okay? Right together. And that one happens at least twice a year, only that sometimes we don't see them. Sometimes we don't what? See them. And like the one which has happened in 2014, they said it will take another 100 years for it to occur. That was what we call the eclipse of the sun.